Rebecca and Dee.
Hello, Orianne.
And hello, everyone, all our friends, our beautiful superstars. Tell us a little bit about why you are together today.
We are together today because Dee came over and we've done a constellation around money, exactly what we were going to be talking about. We won't go into that because maybe some of you don't know, but when you do your own constellation, it's like a psychic surgery. So you don't talk about it straight away, because that way it's like it doesn't have a time to settle into your energetic. So we're not going to talk about Dee's constellation, but we are going to talk about money and how constellations can really help you to see what are the blockages, because that's, you know, most people have some sort of blockages towards receiving money, and even when they've got lots and lots of money, they can still think that they haven't got enough. So there's all sorts of issues around money, and what I like to see it as is, like, my favorite word for money is currency.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's currency. It should flow. It should flow in and out and ebb and flow. And sometimes we hold on, or we push away, but really it should just be flowing through our lives. And I'm just going to go off on a tangent. In the Mayan culture, before they have used at some point chocolate, cacao beans, as money, as currency, and they had like loads of value because cacao is amazing and all sorts of reasons, and I could go on about cacao forever.
No, but I love cacao.
It just meant that this money would be forever flowing, because they've only got a shelf life of about 5 years. So you have to keep flowing with that currency to get new ones and to let go of the old ones, in order that the money keeps flowing. And so if we could like see this money as something that's alive and is a necessary energy, then we'd be much more able to like give and receive and be in the flow of it.
The symbolism of money, the word in English, it's from moony. So it's related with the subconscious, it's related with the feminine side, with the passive side. And with the tarot, we say denier, and denier, it's related with the earth, the ground, and it's really passive, it's really feminine, it's the energy of the feminine manifested, and it's also related with the mother and the first chakra. So it's safeness, feeling to be safe, connected with the root, the food. It's related with the food. If you felt during your childhood, and maybe from the beginning, you felt disconnected from your mom, it could have an impact on your relationship with money. It's really interesting. And I like to say that the metal, it's silver. And the silver is related with the moon and the feminine side, and the mom, the mother energy. And gold, it's related with the father energy and the son. And it's interesting because one day they decided not to support anymore the money with gold. So they separated. And it's interesting because from this time, I cannot say exactly the year, but I think it was around 1935, something like that. they decided not to guarantee anymore the money with the gold. And in the world, it was really the big start of exhausting nature and taking all the good things from the earth.
Print the money
print the money, and it's also the relationship between women and men all around the world. It had a huge impact, so it's really, really powerful. So I don't know if you say that in English, but in French we use another word to talk about money. It's liquidity. I don't know if you have this word in English.
No, but it kind of goes in with the currents, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And the moon and
the cash flow. Yeah. I love that. It's about the flow. So this is really, really an interesting thing, and it's reflecting. So reflecting so many things about human beings, emotions, we can say too. And as human being, we project a lot of things on money. Money, it's something completely neutral. It's not good, it's not bad, just money. That's so interesting, and it's fascinating to see how we can project on this thing, we can say, because it doesn't have any value. It's just the projection we make on it that creates value. And what I noticed with family constellation, I just want to introduce you very shortly. You are the director of the School of Ecstatic Movement, and you are also a family constellation practitioner and my assistant. So you help me to give all my experience, my knowledge for my English speaker students all around the world.
And this is the beautiful Orianne. She runs the school, the Academy of Family Constellations and Systemic Relationship Coaching.
Don't worry with that.
She knows everything about constellations, all different types, from family to work to money to business to land, whatever. And she also is very, very interested and very, very knowledgeable about permaculture and the land. So these things that we do together all just
it's yummy. It's yummy. We used to lead Womb Wisdom Keeper Circle in London, and now we do it online. Thanks to the lockdown, because it made us creative and start to do it online, and it's really great. And if you want to join this Womb Wisdom Keeper Circle, and now we are ready to move on, and I can tell you a little bit more about constellation if you don't know anything about constellation. So constellation, it's a process to support people who are not at peace with their families or with any groups, systems. It could be a company, it could be about your business, it could be about your family, your couple, your ancestors, so many different things. And it was created by Bert Hellinger. And if you want to know more, just please make your own research on YouTube or visit my website. It's called www.familyconstellationstraining.co.uk. So you will know so many interesting things about constellation. And the best way is to have an experience. During the Womb Wisdom Keeper Circle, we do archetypal constellation. And it's really amazing because it's like a healing for all group. So you can heal anything. It's important for you through this experience. And it's so beautiful, so strong, so powerful. And you can feel everything online too. Don't worry with that, because I know there are so many people, well, but we don't feel anything online. It's not true. Finish that. So, what do you want from me today, beautiful Rebecca?
Let's talk about cash, baby. Let's talk about you.
And I was thinking maybe I can do a constellation for anyone who is following this live, or an example.
It would be nice to do a constellation, anyone who's following.
Ah, you like that, huh?
It's so fascinating. Yeah. So instead of it, an example, because I think each example is so unique to the person.
Yeah. This is the
I'm
knowing field.
Paper. I'm going to get piece of paper.
This is the space where I will manifest the constellation, but I would like to ask you, and you can see me if you want, I would like you to prepare this constellation because it will be a constellation for you. You can write on a sheet of paper 1, 2, 3, 4 and decide which number will represent yourself. Which number will represent money? Which number will represent the blockage? And which number will represent your strength, your gift? You have a gift. So it will be, and I like the word gift because it's about money. So you have a gift. It can be an ability to do something or to be, or anything from you. Could pick a card.
So how many are we choosing?
4. Sorry. First, I place number 1. So probably for you, it will be yourself, but for other people, it will be the blockage or the money or the gift. So I'm doing a constellation for each one of you. And now I place number 1. You can see number 1. And now number 2. So this is number 2. Mm-hmm. Number 3.
One pointing outwards or inwards?
So this is number 2.
Yeah.
Number 1, and number 1 is, that's interesting. You can see the face, and the face is like that, okay, but looking on the left.
Okay, great, thanks.
Number 3.
Wow, they're all
huddled around.
Gosh.
Yes, really packed, we can see. So I can show you like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1, the body is in this direction, but the head and the eyes, they are trying to look at number 2. Number 2 is looking at number 1. Number 3 is just turning back or his back and looking in a very different direction, like behind number 1. And number 4 is looking at number 1, but I have the feeling that it's like controlling something. Okay. So now, the next step, I place my fingers on the head of number 1. And number 1 is not stable. It's like, whew. And number 1 wants to turn more to look at number 2. So instability and wanting to look at number 2. So this first phase is exploration and have a feedback of all the different sensations and emotion the different representative can have. So here, number 2, it's so heavy, heavy, heavy. Heaviness on the head. Yeah, and exhaustion, poor heaviness. Like carrying something. Well, the word I have, it's burden, carrying a burden. And it's so heavy and feeling alone and calling for some help, but calling without words. So it's like, I hope you will guess that I need some help. Something like that.
Interesting.
And number 3, feeling that there is some like a rope keeping the number 3 attached to number 2, but wanting to run away. Just want to run away. I need to breathe. Leave me, leave me. But it's impossible because it's like a rubber pulling and pushing like that.
Brilliant. This is so cool for what my numbers are. Can't wait to share.
And number 4 wants to kick. Just want to kick. Hey, go! Wow, aggressivity, wanting to beat on number 1. And it's rare when I feel this feeling, really violent. Or maybe it could be possible wanting to plant a knife on the back of the number 1. Wow, I cannot believe.
Brilliant.
Okay. So now, what can I do for that? I can pick energy from these cards, from my friend from Belgium. She created these cards with different energies to do constellations. It's more, or you can say archetypal or systemic constellation. So I can pick a card related with this entanglement, because it looks like very entangled. And oh wow, so about letting go. Lâcher prise means letting go. It's beautiful, huh? And it's yes, it's a feather. Mm-hmm. But at first I saw a wheat, you know the,
yeah,
yes, with seeds. But it's a feather and birds flying. So letting go, this is the energy. So I bring the energy of letting go, and yeah, we can use this and we can bring the energy of letting go. So now, so just to sit and relax. Oh yes, relax. I need a rest. I need a rest, says number 2. Number 2.
Another arrow, please.
She needs a rest.
Number 2. Number 5 needs a rest.
Number 2.
Number 2 needs a rest.
Yes. The one who was carrying the burden.
Right.
And one wants to look at who wants to kill me. Oh. And so it was number 1. Number 1 is able to face what's happening in his back. And just because of that, number 4 is not interested anymore to be aggressive and violent. And that's another thing. Number 4 is looking at the letting go energy. And number 3 wants to support number 2. Okay, so I see if I can do something more. Number 1 is okay now to look at letting go. And can now join number 4.
Okay.
Number 4, number 1. They are looking at the letting go, and it's interesting. Everybody is looking at letting go. Number 3, number 1, they are like it's a triangle, you see?
Let go into the flow.
Yeah.
So just for people who may have been watching that, so that was fascinating to me because number 1, I chose number 1 as money, number 2 is the gift, number 3 is me, and number 4 is the blockage. So the money was not stable, and just wanting to look at number 2, the gift was exhausted. And it just felt like a burden. And me, I was number 3, so I was attached to number 2. I was attached to the gift, but also wanting to run away from it. Like it was part of me, but I also felt like I felt the burden of that gift. And then the blockage wanted to beat up the gift. Is that right? It wanted to beat up number 2, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, it felt like, when I looked at that, it felt like I've got these gifts, and I know I've got these gifts. But like, instead of them being like flowing at this moment in time, and this is exactly what's happening for me, because like I can't seem to get, like, I've got these gifts that I continue to bring to the world, but I feel a little bit like, I haven't got the time, and I haven't got the energy, and nothing's quite gelling together. So it feels like I need to get this out there, but it feels like a burden at the same time. It's like
a pressure, probably.
Yeah.
Like a duty and not a pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. So when the letting go came, it was just like, it's exactly. It just felt like a huge relief for everything.
Yes, because each part of the constellation well, all these parts are looking at the let go, letting go, and after they can breathe and they can support each other. So this is interesting too. By letting go, you recover your power, your energy, and so then you can manifest your gift. You can be just relaxed with money, because money is everywhere. It's like water, it's everywhere. And yeah, and the blockage can change, because yes, I represented the blockage, but the blockage sometimes, and it's very difficult for us to understand that the blockage sometimes is the solution.
So, violence is always the solution in my life. Yes.
Well, but it's interesting because violence, it's a word, it comes from French, and you have the word vie, life, violence, and lance, it's like a stick you can
like a spear.
So this is it's about life. Violence, it's about life. But when life is stuck, it becomes aggressivity. It can kill. But if you just let go the violence, it becomes life. It becomes energy, power, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the other side of violence.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's beautiful. That's just beautiful, and it makes it like I feel really good about after that, because it's exactly what I'm feeling, and I'm aware as well that this is what's going on. But there's a part of me, especially because of what we're going through, that doesn't feel able to just let go, because because I feel like I'm too responsible for everything.
But an example, if I have my hands full of something, could be a belief, could be attachment to some principles. Yes, this is really important to me. I don't have any more space to welcome cash flow. And I'm so attached to that I have no space to welcome the beauty of abundance, money, energy, of cash flow, all this kind of thing. It's really important to understand that we need to open. And this is amazing that I picked this card, lâcher prise, letting go, because if we don't let go, all this identification we have about values, but money, it's not really important to me. I think it's much more important, friendship, love. It's not more or less, it's just another energy. We cannot say that it's more or less important. So I would like to know if you want, Steve, if you want to share something about that.
I'm not sure I'll speak as clearly as Rebecca, but I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I chose to be number one. So actually I was the unstable one, looking at the number two, which was the money, which is interesting for me, because I think it's my partner who has the problem with the money. So it gives me food for thought.
Yeah.
And the blockage I would see as my partner. So it's all very interesting. And the gift, I suppose, is the ability to keep harmony within the household. That's my responsibility. So letting go is very interesting, because, why have I chosen that as my responsibility? And I think the fact that at the end everybody was looking at letting go energy is an important lesson for me. And, you know, if my partner was here, I would hope he would take that on board as well.
Oh,
but
wow.
Kind of bringing all this together, and maybe not putting so much weight on having harmony in the home. You know, we need to let the energy flow as well. So there will be disagreements. You know, things have to circulate. You can't suppress everything just so that you've got harmony in the home, can you?
It's amazing.
What I've kind of seen into what's happened this morning.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
And that's made me think as well, what Dee just said about something that's going on in my house at the moment with disharmony. My partner is very much likes everything to be quite calm. And like, me and Arwen are just like, and emotional, and, you know, and actually it needs the flow. That currency needs to be in everything. The emotional currency, the feeling currency.
I love that. Yeah.
That it all needs to move around, otherwise it gets stagnant.
Yeah. But this is so amazing what you shared, Dee, and thank you for your honesty and daring to share here, because it's really helpful. And I make a link with a constellation I did for French speakers, mainly from Belgium. And it was about the situation we have and what happened during this constellation. It was one of the biggest blockage of the situation we have today. It was about a kind of harmony. It was the desire of being one, a unity. So it's a kind of harmony too. And it was the main blockage. Everybody wants to be at peace and in love, or I don't know, something, everything is flowing, I love you unconditionally, and all. This is just I said that. We cannot say this kind of thing, but I think I'm forgiven because I'm not English. It was just, and you know what's happening with this situation? Most of the governments, they want for us all the same access to health. And this is why they want vaccination for everybody around the planet, to give equality, so harmony, so about unity. And this is the big blockage. It's also related with the desire of being perfection. And it blocks the flow of life, because life is just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's just that. And if we don't allow the up and down, we have no access to the flow of energy, of abundance, of money, of all these kind of things. So this is interesting. How to stay okay and balance when we are surrounded by disharmony. How to stay okay. It's part of life. So this is interesting, because we started with the energy of money, and we arrived to the deep and sometimes a very strong desire of harmony. So it's like a kind of despotism, we can say. I want everything harmonious, and if it's not harmonious, I will be so bad in myself, so I cannot cope with this. And it's related. Wow, thank you for these beautiful feedbacks. And, I think it's time to say goodbye to all our friends and to each other. And it was really nice to see you, Dee. Rebecca, it's always lovely to see you and share a good time together. And I remind to all of you if you want to have a real good experience about archetypal constellation and go deeper and share movements, laughter, and ceremonies and sisterhood
with women.
Yes, from home, where you live, connected all around the world and create these good vibes together, join us. You need to go on the website www.familyconstellationstraining.co.uk, and you have an agenda with all the events, and you just click on it and I will come back to you. And good to know, the first time it's for free.
It is.
So you are welcome and
au revoir.
Oh, beaucoup de bisous. Bye. Thank you.